I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
For our next topic, yesterday's stream where I covered the launch of the Virtual Boy in 2026, how I covered it, how the internet responded to me covering it, and whether or not it benefited me. Okay? For those who don't know, I don't know how you don't know because apparently everyone on the internet heard of this. Yesterday, I covered the new Virtual Boy's launch that Nintendo is selling on their website for $100. You need to be a Nintendo Online subscriber to buy it, and it's a $100 plastic stand with 2 red lenses in it that you put your Switch 2 inside of to play Virtual Boy game. It has no other value whatsoever. It's not a standalone console. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have any electronics in it. It's just a piece of plastic, okay? So in order to cover this yesterday, I fully investigated it, showed you what it looked like, okay? The problem is, in all of their amazing wisdom and planning, Nintendo made it so that if you use the Virtual Boy app on the Switch 2, you cannot capture, stream, or make any content out of the games. Because when you open the Virtual Boy app, it says you can't dock the Switch 2. Hence, you can't get any video out of it at all. So not only did they make this an incredibly pricey endeavor to play because you need to buy either the $100 Virtual Boy unit or the $30 cardboard box with lenses and then get the $50 a year Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pass subscription, then you also can't make any content out of it either. So I said, to hell with all that. I'm not letting Nintendo screw me. I'm going to make content anyway. I don't care. So yesterday, I sat right here on this very desk with the Virtual Boy on a stand on top of its own box, and I played it for about an hour. I played 2 games, Wario Land and golf. Okay? Now, when I say I played the games, I mean that. That's exactly what I did. However, you couldn't see it because there was no way to capture it. So instead, I basically narrated the gameplay and told you what I was seeing and told you what I thought about the 3D effects, the feeling of using the Virtual Boy, including was there eye strain, was I sweaty from it, did my neck hurt, etc. Now, basically, I did this for about an hour, all right? First off, I'm not the only person who did it. There are other people on the internet who did exactly the same thing, and no one cared. Everyone was okay with it. But because DSP did this, that's got to become news because people have to spin everything I do in a toxic and negative way. So, of course, because I did it, it's bad. Everyone else literally did the same thing. That was okay for them. It was a funny experiment. It was an interesting thing. You made lemonade out of lemons. But for DSP to do it, oh, what a joke, what a laughing stock, what an embarrassment he is. Bullshit. Everyone who did that can go fuck themselves. Post that on Reddit. Go fuck yourself, you limp dick losers. I do exactly the same thing as everyone else, and I'm wrong, and everyone else is right. Suck my dick. I don't care what you say. You're all a bunch of fucking losers, and you're jealous that you sit there looking at clips of me on fucking Reddit and other places all day, and you have to have a miserable life offline, probably in a 9-to-5 job flipping fucking burgers, while I get to sit here and make content for an awesome, engaged audience all day. They like the content, they reciprocate with support, and you sit there crying about your miserable life, laughing at videos of me. I'm the winner here, not you. So that's just number one. Let's get that out of the fucking way, okay? Now, outside of that, what happened was me playing the Virtual Boy for an hour got clipped. What does that mean? It means people took snippets of that and posted it all over the internet. Now, did they give me credit for it? No. Did they link to DSP Gaming so people would come to the channel to watch the actual coverage that I put out on the channel? No. Instead, they just clipped moments and acted like it was funny, ha ha ha. So do I actually benefit from the trolling behavior of people on the internet who steal my content and clip it to make fun of it? No. This is exactly what I explained to Asmongold, that when he reacts to a clip of me from Reddit or from one of my detractors, I literally don't benefit. No one comes to DSP Gaming to check out the content because no one can find DSP Gaming. For 1 month, they did. Right after the Asmongold interview and everyone watched it, they basically came and said, oh, I could find it again. And it was in the algorithm. And then what happened is, well, it trailed off. The big YouTubers weren't talking about me anymore. And therefore, DSP Gaming went right back to the bottom of the algorithm again, and no one can find the channel. Now, when you search for it, guess what you get? You get my detractors or you get the Reddit clips. You don't get the raw DSP content here on the channel. You get raw Phil stealing the content from the channel. So, hence, what I've been saying is basic and simple, all right? Sadly, I don't benefit from the toxic content. I just don't. I don't, all right? It doesn't help me at all. All it benefits are people who are no-load losers who steal to make their own content, okay? So I'm not happy that people cover it in a negative way, spin it in a toxic way. Sure, you can argue that it adds some level of relevance because at least people are talking about DSP. Hence, this person who just tipped the dollar and said, do you think that any kind of attention is good attention? It's good to at least be in the discussion. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, why is it that I was in the discussion yesterday in a negative and toxic way for doing exactly the same thing that tons of people did who cover Nintendo content? It was okay for everyone else to cover the Virtual Boy the way that I did. They were all right. In fact, my coverage in a lot of cases looked better, sounded better, because I got a better setup than them. You could actually see me playing it at a really good angle, good HD coverage and everything. But I'm the Joker, right? I'm the clown. But they're okay doing it. No, the truth is that's not acceptable. It's not. And if you saw the clips, you're the fucking clown, not me. I'm the one who makes a living doing it. So who's the joke here? Really? These are jealous ass fucking people who just want to act like I'm some kind of miserable wretch who's down on his luck that he has to do this. No, I had a blast yesterday. I want to make that clear. Covering the Virtual Boy may have been a joke for Nintendo because I exposed how bad of a product it is, right? At the same time, it was incredibly fun to do that. And I love my job. I love doing this for a living. So I had a great time. I will continue to cover this kind of stuff in this way because now I can. You know, in the past, it was, oh, I couldn't get the $100 piece of garbage from Nintendo to cover it because I couldn't afford it. Well, now I can, and I will continue to do this kind of coverage, and my viewers will appreciate it. And I'll explain why. My viewers like me doing original stuff. My viewers, and when I say my viewers, I mean the positive people who've been with me all along, or some of you who've just joined me over the last several months and are here in a very awesome and engaging way. You guys like what I'm doing. I know because I've been seeing the feedback live on the streams. I've been seeing the comments and the thumbs up you're giving me, and I've been seeing the support that you're giving me to keep me going. And I really appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to do this kind of awesome coverage for you. That's very different from the old stuff I used to do. What it is, particularly, is simple. People don't like accepting the fact that DSP is a legit video gaming creator. They've always treated me as a joke. They've treated me as the meme, the negative guy, the guy that did this bad thing and that bad thing. Now I'm actually legitimately covering stuff, like exposing that Crizzle is a super boring game for 3 to 4 hours and nothing that was in the trailer is actually in the early game. Or exposing that the actual Virtual Boy is a piece of garbage that's priced $100 and probably cost Nintendo $15 to make, and they're ripping everyone off. You know, legitimate gaming coverage, which is what you would expect from a legitimate channel. Well, they can't accept that I'm putting out legitimate gaming coverage anymore. Oh, no, he's just a joke. You know, we're supposed to laugh at him, and he's supposed to be the miserable guy. Well, I'm not miserable. I'm happy. I'm doing well, and there's nothing you can do about it. Sorry, that's just reality. Every time that you make a Reddit post and you clip my content and you do something negative, it just proves you're the embarrassment. You're the miserable fucking people out there, not me. I'm good. I'm doing well. Yeah, I rage when I play Street Fighter. Yeah, it's disappointing if I have a stream that doesn't do as good as I hoped it would. That doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It just means I continue on my merry way, having fun and trying to improve, which is the way to succeed in any kind of business. You gauge interest, you see what's going on, you see who likes what you're doing, you try to cater to that audience, you ask for feedback, and then you improve yourself. That's how you succeed. That's why I'm still here 18 years later. Not because I'm some kind of a stupid meme that you've joked about for the last decade and you think that's why I'm still here. I don't make $1 off of your toxic shit. You're losers. Every one of you that sits out there laughing at off the cuff, out of context, stupid, toxic clips about me is a loser. And I don't need to waste time on you. Now put that shit on Reddit and choke on it. Okay, so yesterday, after covering the Virtual Boy, okay, we then jumped into the Nintendo Switch Online program, and we took a look at a whole bunch of games. There's a lot on there. Admittedly, not as much as I thought there would be. Huh? I don't know what this person is saying. Someone tipped $2 and says, remember to say to everyone, your, and by the way, they're not spelling your at all correctly. You know how it's supposed to be Y-O-U''re. It's just the word your instead. You're thankful for your viewers. Remember, if you're on a main channel or a detractor, you make this possible. So throw a support dono my way so we can all go along happily. That would never happen. No one who's watching the detractor stream right now is going to leave the detractor stream and come over here and drop a dono. I just don't believe that. And that's the point I'm making. No one who sees me get clipped and thrown on Reddit, no one who clips and puts it on X and gets views and shit, I just don't see any of those people being positive and even finding my content. That's what I mean. Like, there's people who literally only watch the toxic stuff. They've never even been to DSP Gaming. They don't even know this channel. So I don't believe that that would actually ever happen. I'm sorry, I just don't. Maybe there are some people who get it, and those are people who maybe kind of watch or pocket watch over on Kick, and every once in a while they'll drop me a sub or something like that. Like, for example, yesterday, Virtual Boy defeats DSP, dropped a couple subs, and I was like, you know what? This is a guy that razzes me all the time. He says, like, not really toxic stuff, but sarcastic stuff. I get the joke, and then every once in a while he drops me a sub. I'm totally okay with that, but he's actually here. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is he actively left that content. He came over here and he checked me out, and now he's here every day. As opposed to the people who just casually watch me through clips that are stolen and get posted elsewhere, and I get nothing out of it. Do you see the difference? I hope that makes sense. So someone tipped $2 says, I would argue old Phil thought any attention was good and saw the consequences. It's kind of a cautionary tale. You're right. I would agree with that. Old me was basically this. Say whatever, do whatever, get attention, profit. Because old Phil used to be based off of raw views turning into ad revenue. So as long as I got you to watch my content, I would make money. Today, everyone watches my content, just not on my channel, so I don't make money. Does that make sense? It's different today. It didn't used to be like that. People didn't clip and post on other channels, and there was not just giant react culture on the internet. It was, oh, DSP did something. Let me go check out DSP Gaming and see what he did today, and then I get a view. And it's not like that anymore. It's sad because really a lot of people are just getting constantly ripped off and not getting rewarded for their own hard work because other people steal it. Okay. Well, why are you even bothering addressing this? Because it's not going to do you any good. The detractors can't be changed, and your fans are already your fans. Well, because people from time to time do bring up the fact that Phil went viral. Like yesterday, I did go viral. The clips of me reviewing the Virtual Boy actually got, I think it was like within an hour, 8,000 likes on X and then Reddit posts and shit. And people are like, well, why aren't you happy about that? Why don't you bring it up? Why don't you mention it? Because it doesn't benefit me. It doesn't. It doesn't help me at all. It's all stolen shit. And no one credits me. That's the other thing. If it was DSP Gaming reviewed the Virtual Boy in a hilarious way, at least someone might fucking come to DSP Gaming. But no one ever does that. They always purposefully try to change it and make it so that no one would know where I am and how to find the content. I'll give you the example. Are you ready? Because this is actually where I was going with this. So here, yesterday, I put out the videos, right? So the video of me actually playing the Virtual Boy, well, let's see, it went viral, right? So, you know, the X post got 8,000 likes, which means it must have had tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of views. It was front page on Reddit, and it got hundreds of thousands of views. How many views did my video get? 1,200. That's the point I'm making. How much money do I make on a video like that? Probably $2. No exaggeration. I'll probably make $2 on that video in ad revenue. Now I think you see my point. No one watches the raw content because it's stolen. Okay? That's where I was going with that, is that I did all this hard work yesterday. I covered it. And, you know, can you imagine if actually no one stole the fucking content and actually watched it at the source? If I actually got paid for my work? But that's how the internet works. Everyone steals everything now. That's why I enjoy being an interactive live streamer and making my income on the stream, not on the residuals. Because I used to be the residuals guy, and the residuals completely disappear when everyone constantly steals your content. Okay? So there you have it. Okay. So, and by the way, a couple more tips are coming in. The people who rip your stuff and steal it do things such as put the chat on screen. Yes, but you understand, if I put the chat on screen, it would literally ruin the product. Like right now, if I put both chats up on screen, immediately the trolls who make the 50 to 100 sock accounts would just spam it literally endlessly all day and say doxing shit and racist stuff to try to get me banned. Like, that's the point. That's why they would do it. They want attention. That's already happened when it used to be when I had an open comment system on my videos where people would come and do that nonstop. I can't put the chats on my screen unless I massively over moderate. If you want me to have bots that literally lock down 90% of discussion, then I can put the chats on the screen. Otherwise, people will actively be trying to get me banned. I can't put the chats on the screen. Okay? Now, someone who steals my content can put the chats on the screen because I have them not on mine. So, they won't get affected. I will. You understand what I'm saying? Again, I understand what people are saying. Oh, well, this and that is different. But, it's not. For me, my existence on the internet is completely unique because I have to do things differently because of the level of, not even scrutiny, but the level of harassment and stalking and lies that get thrown around about anything that I do. Like right now, if I cough, people will flag it and say, oh, he said the N-word. What are you talking about? I coughed. No, that's the N-word. That's how these idiots are, So I just can't do what these people do, Anyway, let's get back to the subject at hand.